What does pregnancy actually feel like from the inside? For 40 weeks, nearly every system in a woman's body gradually changes to support new life. But here is something surprising. Pregnancy is usually counted as 40 weeks, even though fertilization typically happens about 2 weeks after the official clock begins. During the first 2 weeks, she may feel completely normal. Hormones are preparing the reproductive system, while an egg matures inside an ovary.
Around ovulation, an egg leaves the ovary and enters the fallopian tube. If sperm meets it there, fertilization can begin a remarkable chain of events.
The newly formed embryo begins dividing rapidly while traveling toward the uterus. At this stage, most women still have no obvious pregnancy symptoms. Around week 4, implantation occurs. The developing embryo attaches to the uterine lining, and pregnancy hormones begin rising rapidly. One important hormone is human chorionic gonadotropin, or HCG. Its rising level helps maintain the pregnancy and can trigger the first noticeable symptoms. By week 5, tiredness may become noticeable. Progesterone is rising, blood vessels are changing, and the body is already spending extra energy supporting development. Nausea may also appear. Pregnancy hormones can influence brain regions involved in nausea, while the digestive system may slow down under progesterone's effects. By week 6, the embryo is tiny, but its development is intense. The foundations of the brain, heart, spinal cord, and major organs are forming. The heart begins developing very early, and circulation soon becomes essential for delivering oxygen and nutrients as the embryo grows. Weeks 7 and 8 can bring stronger fatigue, nausea, food aversions, frequent urination, and heightened sensitivity to certain smells. Frequent urination is not simply because the uterus is growing. Increased blood flow through the kidneys makes them filter more fluid. Around week 9, the embryo is transitioning into the fetal stage. Meanwhile, maternal blood volume and circulation continue adapting to pregnancy. By week 10, the uterus is growing, but it is still relatively small. Many physical changes are being driven more by hormones than by the fetus itself. Around weeks 11 and 12, nausea may begin easing for some women. Energy can return as hormone levels gradually settle into a new pattern. The placenta is becoming increasingly important. It acts as a living exchange organ, helping transfer oxygen and nutrients while removing waste from fetal circulation.
Entering the second trimester, many women notice a major shift. Nausea may decrease, appetite can change, and the growing uterus begins becoming more physically noticeable.
Around weeks 13 and 14, the fetus is moving, stretching, and developing rapidly. Although those movements may still be too subtle for the mother to feel, the uterus now rises out of the pelvis. As it expands upward, nearby organs gradually adjust to make room for the growing pregnancy. Around weeks 15 and 16, increased blood flow can make the heart work harder. Some women notice warmer skin, stronger pulses, or occasional changes in blood pressure. Another fascinating change occurs in the lungs. As pregnancy progresses, hormones increase the drive to breathe, helping supply both mother and fetus with oxygen. Around weeks 17 and 18, the nervous system becomes more coordinated. Some women begin noticing the first tiny fetal movements, often described as flutters. Those first movements can feel like bubbles or gentle taps. They happen because developing muscles and the nervous system are beginning to communicate more effectively. Around weeks 19 and 20, the fetus grows larger, while the uterus continues stretching. The abdominal wall and supporting tissues increasingly experience mechanical tension. This is also when posture may begin changing. The growing uterus shifts the body's center of gravity, encouraging subtle adjustments in the spine and pelvis. By the middle of pregnancy, blood volume has increased significantly. The heart pumps more blood each minute, while blood vessels relax to accommodate the changing circulation. Around weeks 21 and 22, the fetus becomes increasingly responsive to sound and movement, while the mother may notice stronger and more predictable kicks. As the uterus grows, the digestive organs have less space. Combined with progesterone slowing digestion, this can contribute to bloating and heartburn. Around weeks 23 and 24, the fetus continues developing its lungs, brain, and nervous system, while the mother's body keeps expanding its support network. By week 25, the abdomen is more prominent, and sleep can become less comfortable. Finding a position becomes harder as the uterus occupies more space. Around weeks 26 and 27, fetal brain connections multiply rapidly. The mother may also experience increasing back discomfort as posture and load continue changing. Entering the third trimester, the pregnancy becomes physically demanding. The uterus is now large enough to influence breathing, digestion, circulation, and bladder pressure.
Around weeks 28 and 29, the diaphragm has less room to move downward. This can make breathing feel different, even when oxygen exchange remains effective.
The kidneys are also working harder. Increased filtration helps manage the larger circulating blood volume, while pressure from the uterus can add to urinary frequency.
Around week 30, fetal movements can feel much stronger. The fetus has less room to move freely, so individual kicks and stretches may become easier to recognize. Around weeks 31 and 32, the body continues preparing for birth. Pelvic tissues become more flexible, while the uterus develops stronger muscular capacity.
Some women experience Braxton Hicks contractions. These are usually irregular uterine tightenings that can feel like the abdomen briefly becoming firm. Unlike established labor, these contractions typically do not follow a steadily intensifying pattern. The uterus is essentially rehearsing its muscular function. Around weeks 34, the fetus gains more fat and continues maturing the lungs and brain. Maternal fatigue may increase as physical demands peak. Around weeks 35 and 36, the fetus often settles into a head-down position. This can increase pressure in the pelvis and change the way movement feels. As the head moves lower, pressure may increase on the bladder and pelvic floor. Walking, sleeping, and changing position can become noticeably more challenging. Around week 37, pregnancy reaches term. The fetus is now much more prepared for life outside the uterus, while maternal tissues continue preparing for labor. The cervix begins undergoing a process called ripening. Its tissue gradually becomes softer and more flexible, preparing for eventual opening during labor. Around weeks 38 and 39, the uterus becomes highly responsive to hormonal signals. Oxytocin and other chemical messengers help coordinate increasingly organized contractions.
Labor begins when contractions become progressively stronger, longer, and closer together, causing the cervix to thin and open.
During this process, the uterus acts like a powerful muscular engine. Its contractions push the fetus downward, while the cervix gradually creates a passageway. The mother's nervous system also responds. Strong contractions activate pain and pressure signals, while the brain releases hormones that help coordinate the labor process. As the fetus moves through the pelvis, the head makes a series of subtle rotations. These movements help the baby navigate the changing shape of the birth canal. Eventually, the cervix reaches full dilation. The uterus continues contracting, and the fetus advances through the final part of the birth canal. At birth, the baby's first breaths trigger a dramatic transition. The lungs expand, blood flow patterns change, and circulation begins functioning in a completely new environment. The placenta, which supported the pregnancy for months, is no longer needed in the same way. After birth, maternal circulation and uterine activity begin another major transition. The uterus does not instantly return to its original size. Its powerful muscle contracts and gradually shrinks over the following weeks. So the sensations of pregnancy are not random. Fatigue, nausea, movement, pressure, breathlessness, and contractions. From the first hormonal signals to the final contraction, pregnancy transforms circulation, breathing, digestion, muscles, bones, nerves, and reproductive organs. And perhaps the most fascinating part is this. The fetus is not simply growing inside the mother. The mother and placenta form a dynamic biological partnership. Nutrients move toward the fetus. Waste moves away. Hormones coordinate development. Maternal organs continuously adjust to maintain the environment required for growth. That is why 40 weeks of pregnancy are more than a countdown. They represent one of the most extraordinary periods of physiological adaptation in the human body. Every heartbeat, every hormonal shift, every movement, and every contraction is part of a coordinated biological journey toward new life. From the first cell to the first breath, pregnancy reveals the incredible adaptability of the human body. Follow Core Anatomy for more fascinating educational journeys inside the human body. Thanks for watching. Like and share this video. Drop a comment if you learned something new today. And follow or subscribe for more educational content on human anatomy.